Well, kia ora, good afternoon. Welcome to North Harbour Stadium. This is the Kate Sheppard Cup final for 2021 being played in March 2022. Yes, good old COVID has seen the schedule disrupted somewhat, but we are here. The game is ready to be played and won by one of these two sides, Wellington United and Hamilton Wanderers. Yes, they're going for glory. Both teams have never won the Kate Sheppard Cup before, so a bit of history in the offering today. Glenn Lama's my name. With me, 5-year football firm between 2003-2007. Priscilla Duncan. Priscilla, great to have you with us. And I bet you're in the dressing room right now mentally trying to get the amp and the excitement up for what's going to be a good game today.
Yeah, thanks Glenn. Tēnā koe and tēnā koutou to everyone who's able to join us for today's coverage. And I have been here myself in a couple of these finals, and it's a special game, you know, to be able to have bragging rights of the best club in the country, even if it is a bit delayed, as you mentioned, disrupted, but at least we're here and we're playing, and one of these is going to be a first-time champion of this competition.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to seeing which team will come through today. All right, let's have a look at the two sides that are lining up today. Here is the Wellington United. The side that is strong. All of the starting 11 have played National League football, with 7, including 2 on the bench, having played for Capital in last year's South Central Series. Now, among the key players to keep your eye on, number 4, Zoe Barrett. Number 3, Hope Gilchrist is the captain today. Other key players, number 8, Emma Main, who has electric pace. Pepe Oliver Bell, a young striker on the rise. She wearing number 11. She scored 3 goals in the South Central Series. The coach is Micah Rautahuli, but chatting to us today is the assistant coach, Elliot Taylor.
Well, Elliot, first time in the Kate Sheppard Cup final for Wellington United. How significant is that for yourself and the players?
It's huge, not only for us, but for the club. I think it's 125 years the club's been around, and it's the first time the women have been in the final. Some of them, it's the 3rd semi-final they've been in, and they finally won one, so it's huge. And it's huge for players that have played for the club before, the fact that this lot have got to the final. So for us, it's big. And it's been a while since a team from Wellington's been in the final, so we hope to represent them well as well.
And how's the prep gone this week for the game?
Good, except for Thursday. Obviously lots of rain in Wellington, so we didn't train, but as good as it could be. Obviously it's pre-season as well as a final, so it's a little bit difficult, but the girls trained well. We got over our little COVID bout, so everyone seems to be fit and ready to go, so yeah, we're good.
And what are you expecting from the opposition today?
Any team that's from this part of the country is a strong team. I watched them play Coastal Spirit. They beat a very, very good Coastal Spirit side. So we've got the utmost respect. We know some of the players are very, very good. So for us, it's about respecting them, but also making sure we do what we do, because we can't worry about them too much. But any team from here, we respect. Yeah.
All the best this afternoon. Hoping for a good game.
Yeah, we hope for as well. Hope to have a little bit of a crowd. Girls and Women's Football Week, so hopefully we get a few of them along and a few people from Wellington. I know there's a couple in a bar over the road, so hopefully we see a few people here. And thank you guys.
Thanks very much.
Well, there we are, Elliot Taylor. Hope those people in the bar have made their way to North Harbour Stadium. Just have a look at the Hamilton Wanderers side. All of the starting 11 have played national football as well, so lots of experience in this team. Key players include number 5, Michaela Foster, the daughter of All Blacks coach Ian Foster. Number 3, Lisa Evans. 13, Tiana Hill. All have played for New Zealand at underage level. And then there's number 19, Helen Arjo-Mundi. 28 games for the Football Ferns, a noted goal scorer. Keep your eye on her. The coach is Scott Bilt.
Well, Scott, a final prior to the season starting. How strange is that for you and the players?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interruption, to be fair, but it's nice to be where we are. This has been 6 months in the making now, as you know. So good to go to Coastal Spirit a month or so ago. I thought we'd be here a little bit sooner than what we are, but looking forward to the opportunity.
And how's your squad shaped up for the game today?
You will be at full strength today, Fred. Obviously, we move into the 2022 season and we'll lose a couple of players, but the squad remains the same as 2021.
And what sort of game are you expecting today?
Well, we don't know, to be fair. We've done a little bit of research. It'll be tough. Finals always are. But yeah, I think we're quietly confident.
Well, all the best this afternoon.
Yeah, cheers, Fred. Thanks.
Scott Bilt there. So the two coaches are all happy, the two teams all happy, and now we're all set here at North Harbour Stadium, and conditions look pretty good for a game of football. The pitch is looking in pretty good nick. Temperature hovering around 19 degrees Celsius. Still light breeze coming in from the northeast. Partly cloudy skies. We're not expecting any rain, and thankfully, Priscilla, that those nasty gusty winds we've had for a week up here have dissipated, and we're going to have a good game of football today.
Yeah, nice that the gates have opened and got a little crowd in there as well, but short notice with the changes and the relaxing of the conditions. But as you said, I was at the White Ferns game, World Cup cricket a few days ago. Not such good conditions at Eden Park there, so looks like a light breeze here, and wonderful kind of weather to play football in.
Absolutely, and it's just great that we're getting to have this game today. The referee is Lindsay Robinson, to be assisted by Daniel Neville, Alice Clipsham, and the fourth official is Beth Rattray. So all in readiness now for the conclusion of the, well, I was going to say the 2021 season, with the 2022 season, I think, starting already in some places in the country. And finally, we are getting towards the end of the business end. And in fact, it's great credit, I think, to New Zealand football to get these games completed. In fact, any sporting body in New Zealand at the moment getting these games and leagues completed under these COVID times is quite an achievement.
Yeah, and speaking with some of the Hamilton Wanderers players this week, it's been one of the challenges for them because a few of their players are actually off to different clubs for this season, just based on people relocating and life circumstances. So they've tried their best. It's been quite a challenge to all train together, but also marks the kind of end of this campaign. They've been together for a few years now, so everything to play for this Hamilton club, who I'm told by New Zealand Football have never won a National League title at their club level.
All right, so Wellington United going to be in the orange and the blue, and the blue and the black, it's going to be Hamilton Wanderers. And if you're in the Hunter Lodge in Kelburn, we've got to give you a shout out. So I'm sure, hopefully it's packed in there today, watching having all the Wellington United supporters in there for this game today. Hope you enjoy the game, guys, and I'm sure your team will do you proud as we're all set for kickoff now. So Hamilton Wanderers will get this game underway, the Kate Sheppard Cup final for 2021. Neither of these two teams has won the title. Hamilton Wanderers coming into this having a 3-1 win over Coastal Spirit, the Christchurch side, and Wellington United beating the defending champion Eastern Suburbs from Auckland 1-0 in their semi-final. And straight away Hamilton Wanderers onto the attack here. What a great pass to that player. And it looks like it's gone out for a goal kick, but a wonderful early ball through.
Yeah, good start by Hamilton Wanderers. Similar to their semi-final game down in Christchurch, did very well at English Park to dominate a good Coastal Spirit side, and they look to be hungry for a go on the attack early here.
So Simons is the goalkeeper for Wellington United. We saw her start all 6 games for Capital Football in the South Central Series at the tail of last year. Interesting to see how each team tactically approached that game. Now that pass is not the best, and having an early opportunity there in front of goal. So Hamilton Wanderers, nervous start for Wellington United.
Yeah, they do look a bit nervy here. I guess they've travelled up. It's always hard to play an away game. I guess it's away for both of these teams, but Helen Anjamandi, the striker, former football fern, just getting a couple of early chances there, and well blocked in the end for her shot after the intercept.
So Elliott is going to take this free kick for Wanderers. Foster making a run forward here. And it's been blocked, so back to Foster it comes, who again is looking for the direct route to the strikers. And it is cut out this time, and now a bit of space here for Wellington United to come forward. It's a good pass. It's cut out by Elliott, and it will be a Wellington United throw-in. Coming over to take this throw-in is Main. Highly rated player, Emma Main. Looking away with Grange on that right-hand side. Pass taken a slight deflection off Shannon Trebs. So more opportunity here for Wellington United. Nicely controlled at the top there. So Simons it is. Main again, and now Grange has it. Challenged on the ball there by Trebs. Having a good battle early. Just a slight connection there on number 21 for Hamilton Wanderers. Another great ball. Yes, the cross to the far post, but Simons has got it nicely under control, the young keeper.
Yeah, Simons should have a lot of confidence coming out of that semi-final, keeping a clean sheet against a very good Eastern Suburbs side down in Wellington the other week, reigning champions. Just a 1-0 scoreline. They didn't have a lot of the ball that game, Wellington United, but defended very well and caught them on the counter. So they won't mind too much if they're not keeping the ball as much as Hamilton today. They've got some good young strikers who can attack on the counter.
It's good pressure. And good challenge there, and Hamilton Wanderers have got it. Well won by Barrett. Barrett coming through here for Wellington United. Good young player. She'll take the throw in as well. Barrett just 19 years of age. Already quite experienced at National League level, and that could be the first corner, and it is.
Yeah, Zoe Barrett was one of those who played well on the back line against Eastern Suburbs. Her older sister, Katie Barrett, used to play in this team. I think she's now forced out due to injury, but commentated the semi-final, so shout out to Katie, now development officer for Capital Football.
Well, here's the corner. Oh, and there's a shot. Oh, just wide it was. It was a good header. Well, apologies, we're just having some technical problems at the moment. Hopefully these will be fixed in the very near future. Or just stay with us. Hopefully we will get our pictures back very shortly for you. Well, apologies for that, folks, but hopefully we have now rectified the technical problems. Thank you for staying with us. Please spread the word that we're back live and we are enjoying this Kate Sheppard Cup final. And the good news is there have been no goals. Although getting very close again was Hamilton United there. Here's another opportunity. And the Wanderers, unfortunately that time, go high, wide and handsome.
Yeah, just before that corner, a really good chance for Helen Ajamandi getting in on goal. I think it was Zoe Barrett with a crucial intersection or a block, as we see a player down now injured. But Hamilton Wanderers are very dangerous on their corners with Michaela Foster putting in very good balls. They scored one of their goals on the semi-final. She often scores straight from corners, so Wellington United will not want to give too many corners away from during this game.
So 27 minutes played, still 0-0 in the Kate Sheppard Cup final. Wellington United in the orange, so Molly Simons and a couple of her teammates just trying to talk things through here.
You can see Hope Gilchrist there wearing the captain's armband today for Wellington United. They seem to swap their captains around a little bit. Rosie Wild was captain for the semi-final, and Asher Strom is often captain as well. They've got a handful of players who have got over 100 games for their club. Some of them, like Danny Olsen, with more than 100 goals as well. So this group of players have been together a long time. They were in the semi-finals of this competition 3 years running before, winning against Eastern Suburbs. So I'm sure they're all delighted to be in this final. And of course, no Wellington team has won the Kate Sheppard Cup before, and it's almost 30-year history. So everything to play for.
It's incredible. So just a little like Sarah Alder just getting some attention there. Number 14, just going off futsal Fern player, and just going over the. Maybe just checking that. So it looks like a left ankle. Well, Wellington United doing well to not concede a goal on a couple of occasions right there. Simons will get play underway once again as United will build from the back. This is Wild, one of the capital football players in the South Central series last year, as was the keeper Simons.
I believe she was goalkeeper of the series, actually.
Yeah, very solid. She never missed a game for Wellington United last year either. Played all 17 games that they featured in. Dykstra flipping it back. Now, Dykstra's interesting player, Priscilla. She is the only player out there today who's actually won the Kate Sheppard Cup with Dunedin Technical in 2018 before she moved north to Wellington. And here comes a nice move down the left. And Barrett, who's pushing a bit further on that left-hand side forward in this game. Looks to keep the pressure on this Hamilton Wanderers defence. Barrett once again. Good work from her. This might fall for Wellington United. And in the end, Godbold has it for Wanderers. It's a nice ball in space. Wellington United, good challenge coming in there from Foster. Target on the far post, good stall for here for Wellington United. Good challenge coming in there from number 16, Tiana Hill for Hamilton Wanderers. Just quells the threat just for a moment. United again. In the end, that's going to be cut out by Evans. And Archamandi and Fullerton up front for Wanderers. Yes, just couldn't quite capitalise on that as we see a corner being conceded. Good work by Hill. She had to really push back fast there.
Yeah, and she's stayed down. Unfortunately, hopefully she's okay. But you're seeing a glimpse of that speed from Pepe Oliver Bell. The youngster for Wellington United scored some crucial games in this campaign. She's a top goal scorer for Wellington United alongside Gemma Robertson with 5 goals for the Kate Sheppard Cup, and showing her pace down the wing there.
So corner here for Wellington United, and unfortunately it's gone over the byline, so Wanderers have a goal kick. So 14 minutes to play until half-time. Nothing to split these teams so far. It's been a fairly even battle as well. United more possession. It's Grange.
Good to see players like Grange starting. She wasn't one of the starters in the semi-final. Emma Main and Danny Olsen also missed that game, so they definitely were not at full strength when they played that Eastern Suburbs side, but it looks like they're almost there with their starting 11. I mentioned Gemma Robertson before, who's not playing. I believe she's coming back from illness, but otherwise this Wellington United team seem to have all their starters back.
Yeah, I'm sure hopefully we'll see Robertson and also Gemma Catherwood, who's on the bench too. Another very promising young player. Bit of depth on that Wellington United bench today. See if they come into the game in the second half. Krebs with that throw in for Wanderers. And they'll keep possession. Well, it's ricocheted and Emma Main has it. She's so good with the ball at her feet. She's a pretty decent passer as well. Couldn't quite link up there with, I think that's Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen seems to be playing down the right-hand side with Sarah Alder, as you mentioned, the futsal Fern up top, and Pepe Oliver Bell providing that pace out on the left-hand side. A sort of a 4-3-3 for Wellington United up against a 3-5-2, which Hamilton Wanderers traditionally play.
Nice challenge from Grange before, but Wanderers still have possession and they'll have thrown. In fact, it will be Wellington United who will have the ball.
Anna Fullerton on good touch of the ball there. Good target, her and Helena Jamandu in the Hamilton Wanderers side. A bit of a running gag in the team, the combined age of 63. But both former, New Zealand Ferns, or age group at least for Anna Fullerton. I remember her in the 2008 Under-17 Women's World Cup, the inaugural one that was hosted. One of the venues, of course, North Harbour Stadium. So she's 30 now, but good to see her still playing at the top level for club.
Absolutely. Nicely flicked on there by Olsen. Now Olsen has it rather. Oh, just couldn't quite get that 1-2 pass there from Sarah Alder. And if that was on target, that might have been interesting for Wellington United. In the end, comfortably cut out by Elliott. Now Hill coming forward, using the ball as well. So Wellington United enjoying a good period of play here, Priscilla, in possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, before those technical issues, I guess the starting first 5 or 6 minutes, Hamilton and Wanderers really looked to be the stronger team, but Wellington United definitely coming into this, and another nice little back heel from Main.
Main, and also the player looking forward there was Alder. Main has just got to be watched. She's got some good skills. And as I touched on in the intro, she's so fast with the ball at her feet too. She'll be a threat with front foot running ball. Let's see what Wellington United can do here. This is Grange with the throw-in. Here's Main. Nicely cut out there. And is the corner conceded? Yes, and no, it's not. Just saved. Good commitment at the back there from Krebs. Looked a corner for all money. That's going to be Olsen once again with his throw-in. It's got to be cleared effectively. It hasn't been, and it's gone over the top.
Good ball in there from Fran Grange, I think it was. Good to see the fullbacks getting up high in those positions for Wellington United. couple of good cutout balls, doing well at the back for Hamilton United, Hamilton Wanderers rather, is Tiana Hill, who's just re-signed for the club the other week, and Helen Arjamandi is also coming back for this season.
Yeah, well, that's great because they are losing a couple of players to Auckland teams, aren't they? Two going to the Northern Rovers, I think another one going to Ellerslie. And a weird thing is they've already been training with their new teams, haven't they? Because the new season starts next week. Or might have even started this week, Priscilla.
Yeah,
for some teams.
Chatting with Helen Arjamandi this week, she said it's been one of the challenges for this Hamilton team, actually, just to prepare for this game and the unusual circumstances that it is. Chelsea Elliott and Michaela Foster are both their central defenders are going to Northern Rovers. So I think relocating at the start of the season. So I guess making the most of their talent right now is hoping they can win this final for them.
Well, exactly, and what a way to go out by winning the Cape Sheppard Cup. So see if that can be fulfilled here today at North Harbour Stadium.
Sarah Carpenter, I believe, she's also on the bench and has scored quite a few goals for Hamilton, is also moving on to Ellerslie this season. But then we've also got Grace Cox on the bench, who's actually travelled back from Melbourne, I believe. Has already relocated there, but come back for this to play in this final. Daughter of Stephen Cox, who has been coaching this team up until late last year.
Yes, indeed. Nicely cut out there by Trebs. That was good work from her. Marsha Mundy still kind of sneaking around at the top there, as all good strikers do. It's a nice ball. Wellington United once again back in possession. Barrett gets it back, but it's a nicely anticipated challenge, and Wanderers chance to counter here. Evans tries to find Fullerton. But Main has got it under control for Wellington United. Nice composed play at the back there by Foster. Wellington United will get a throw in. Fullerton. Now Hill. It's a good ball going forward here. Nice run here. And I think that might be a goal kick. Good run forward there from Hill, I think, was it? Or was it Wellington, the captain?
Maddie Ollington down that right-hand side. Unlucky not to get a corner, really, which I think she was aiming for, but she's one of those players who's been over in the US for a couple of years, played in New Jersey, back playing at club level. Same with Tiana Hill, also played over in the States at college level.
It feels very even, doesn't it, Priscilla? Very little between these two teams. One in a final. Here's a great turn from Emma Main. Oh, just couldn't quite link up there. It was too fast. It's Trebs has got it. Nice control by Evans. Fullerton in there trying to win it here for Hamilton Wanderers. United coming forward again. Now Dykstra. It's a good ball. Players on side here. Nice ball into the centre. But again, the Hamilton Wanderers defence read that well. And nice composed defending. And now Foster has the chance to come forward here for Hamilton Wanderers. Evans in space. Fullerton chasing it through. Wild has it here for Wellington United. Still has it. Main dropping back. Now Wild once again. Main again. Loves to run with the ball. Again, quite quiet game so far. Well looked after is Bremer for Hamilton Wanderers. Gets it back under control, and Byrne will slide it back to keeper Godbold. Now Godbold's an interesting player. She's one of these players that would have been probably playing at a World Cup last year, at the Under-17 World Cup, Priscilla, but unfortunately COVID put paid to that, and now she's too old, of course.
Yeah, there's a couple of players in these two teams that have been affected by that, so pretty hard, I guess, to manage and know that you're in that squad but not be able to go off to these FIFA World Cups, but hopefully they can stay in the system and maybe make it into the under-20 teams.
Here's a chance for Wellington United. But again, Foster, what excellent defending that was. She took up good position there, didn't she?
She's a really, just a rock for the Hamilton Wanderers side. Been really impressed with her in the semi-final and quarter-final. Just hardly lets anything get past her. She was a captain at under-17 level and also went to France with the under-20 Ferns side.
Oh, she's part of a very solid Hamilton Wanderers defence. Chelsea Elliott looking quite dominant too in the defensive line. She's actually a converted striker. And I tell you, whoever came up with the idea to convert her into defender, well done to them. She looks more than comfortable here. Elliott, number 20.
The other thing I like about Elliott and Foster is they're actually goal-scoring threats as well, on set pieces and getting up for corners. They're actually, often in the kind of goal tally runnings for the Northern Region League, even though they're central defenders.
Playing that one forward was Byrne. Evans and Main are having a nice battle in midfield, and there's a lovely ball from Main. But again, there's Elliott again. You have to be really good to get past Elliott and Foster. There's Wanderers sweep forward on that right-hand side again. Main with that tackle, and a good one it was too.
Been really impressed with Emma Main so far. I think she's had the most touches on the ball of anyone, right across from the back line and up into the attacking third. Really kind of making her presence known and making the most of this final after missing the semis. And she was also out for almost a year, I think, in the 2020-21 season. Just come back into the fold, the 22-year-old, and I think she's really looking like to control things for this United side.
Absolutely, and she showed out too for Capital Football in that South Central series too. Played 4 games late last year in that tournament. Trebs with that throw in. Nicely controlled by Rosie Wild. But as much as we talk about the back line for the Hamilton Wanderers, Priscilla, this back line here of Wild and Gilchrist, Barrett, been going pretty well for Wellington United in the game so far. Some nice play. Coming forward here, Grange, out to Olsen. Main sneaking forward now, and it's deflected off Foster for a corner. So coming into the last minute of the first half. Maybe one last chance here for Wellington United. Coach Built. Barking out instructions as any good manager does from the sideline. And have 2 minutes of added time in this first half. There's a chance, it's gone wide again. Off the head of one of those players. The score remains 0-0 with a couple of minutes to go before half time. Wellington United have stolen it away. Foster back in position. There's Main sneaking it away again, and I was going to say an outrageous shot. Maybe she just saw Godbold off her line a bit there, Priscilla.
Yeah, worth a go. I think she announced her comeback with a stunning long-range shot last year for Wellington United, so she can definitely score from that kind of range, and why not with only a minute left to play? Often when goals are scored in finals.
Absolutely. And the time to be scoring them. Hence the long ball there from Hamilton Wanderers, worth the shout. Simons was well aware and eyes open for her. Almost lost by Alder there, and it has been, and now it's picked up by Fullerton. Foster.
This is better from Hamilton. Wanderers just keeping possession. You want to do that on a big field like North Harbour Stadium. I've played a few games on this field, and you'll tire if you're defending for most of the game. So probably 10 or a dozen passes here to get a nice build-up play.
It is very good build-up play, isn't it? It's Byrne switching it back to Trebs.
A little more ambitious, I think, from that range, unless she was targeting Helen Ajamundi. Sorry if I call her Helen Collins. She's changed her last name, of course, but when I played with her back in the day, it was Collins.
Absolutely, and that is half-time. Very even first half here in the Kate Sheppard Cup final between Wellington United and Hamilton Wanderers. Both teams, remember, trying to win their first ever title in the Kate Sheppard Cup. North Harbour Stadium, it's half-time. Wellington United 0, Hamilton Wanderers 0.
Where we're loving. days are on their way. Forever's how long they'll stay. Brighter days are on their way. Chasing sunsets in the sky. Won't let these moments pass us by. Take my hand, don't be afraid. The brighter days are on their way. Brighter days are on their way. Forever's how long they'll stay. Brighter days are on their way. I'ma hit the gas, once I tap it, I'm gone. Faster than the flash, when I get in this zone. Higher than the plane, stay up by my lane. Oh, I do.
Well, it's half-time here in the Kate Sheppard Cup final. Thank you for staying with us here at North Harbour Stadium. Wellington United and Hamilton Wanderers locked up at 0-0 at half-time. What was a very even first half. Ben Lama here, Priscilla Duncan, former football fern with me, and it's hard to know who's got the ascendancy going into the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's been a really even match so far. And I was mentioning that in the semi-final, Wellington United were missing quite a few players, so full credit to those who actually did start that game, because they got them into this final, and I think with their sort of full strength squad back, they've actually had probably some of the better periods of play, with a few corners, and Emma Main really controlling things in the middle of the park. Hamilton Wanderers can always hit Anna Fullerton and Helen Ajamundi up front, but they just haven't had that great quality I guess distribution from the midfield through to them. So it's pretty evenly matched so far, and hopefully we'll get some goals in the second half. Absolutely,
and of course Elliott and Foster looking very strong defensively for Hamilton Wanderers as well. So that has been a feature of the game, but Wellington United are well organised as well.
Yeah, I think with any kind of cup run you need to have a good backline, and that's what both of these two teams have shown. Although, in saying that, one of the stats that Hamilton Wanderers won't be so happy with, they have conceded in every one of their Kate Sheppard Cup games. So they can be broken down. They like to press high, but I guess if you can beat that press, then there are spaces in behind them. But both goalkeepers pretty experienced as well. They've started all games for their club, so they've had real consistency in that kind of defensive area. But I think a stat to mention, we haven't talked about it yet, but Helen Ajamundi has 36 goals in this competition total, and she's only one behind the overall record, which is held by Katie Rood, who played for Glenfield Rovers for a number of years. Played, I think, a couple of years with her, and she's offshore now, been playing in Italy and England. So Helen, if she can score one today, she'll equal that record, and she has had at least one very good chance so far. So that's pretty good, pretty exciting record to break if she can do it.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing if she could do it. Well, she's got 45 minutes to do it. Remember, neither of these two sides have ever won the Kate Sheppard Cup, so there's a big 45 minutes coming up here for the players. As referee Lindsay Robinson gets the second half underway. If you're just joining us, Wellington United on the ball at the moment in the orange, Hamilton Wanderers in the blue, and all the way back to Molly Simons, Wellington United's keeper. Here at North Harbour Stadium, we've got good weather today. Temperature just cooling off now in Auckland as we head towards halfway, we'll come out the halfway stage through autumn now. Temperature around 21, 22 degrees. Still pretty pleasant for, should be a really interesting second half. Can one of these two teams string together a magical piece of play?
Good intercept there by Pepe Oliver-Bell. She's one of those players in the youth system that looking to train, I think, with the Wellington Phoenix Academy down there in Wellington. Great setup, and you're seeing more and more youngsters come through that region. Of course, with the professional team now as a pathway to look forward to, I guess players like that can make their mark in games like today.
Absolutely, and Oliver Bell deserves that too. She played really well in the South Central Series late last year for Capital Football. Just 17 years of age, and real promising player for the future. But we've got Evans sneaking it in there for Hamilton Wanderers. There's a long-range shot coming in here, but it's well wide. But still, Hamilton Wanderers looking solid when they get into this part of the field.
Yeah, Wellington United won't mind shots coming from that sort of distance, coming in from Caitlin Byrne, the 19-year-old, who's originally from Tauranga, but usually can manage those kind of shots. But still good to see some attacking play from Hamilton in this second half.
Absolutely. And that one's cut out by Strom. but it's still in the field of play. No, it's just dribbling over the sideline now. So a throw in here for Trebs. She has plenty of power on those throw-ins as well. And it's still there. Ajamundi, oh, could have fallen for her, but Simons was there to stop the threat. Main, nice early touch from her. Just a slight foul there on Wellington.
Played in pretty good spirit so far as well. No yellow cards. I was going to say as well, Emma Main has looked just as good going forward and also defending. But nice to see a final where there's not too much aggression and no cards just yet.
Yes, yet. You never know. Elliott plays it forward here for Wanderers. Evans. And Wanderers again will try from the back. Oh, that pass nicely intercepted, and Main has it. United again composed at the back, nothing too flash from them. Well, that pass, just as I say that, has gone to Ajamundi, and that challenge needed to be made. Good challenge coming in there, and Barrett clears it for Wellington United. And now Main squeezes nicely between two players, and this is looking good for Wellington United. Sweeping forward here. And across, just overcooked a tad.
Yeah, going too close to the goalkeeper there, but nice counter-attack from Wellington United after almost... yeah, giving up a chance at the other end. Helen Ajamundi really put her head down there, and I thought she was going to get the shot away. Looked very determined. I think it was Rosie Wild stepping in for a crucial tackle at the back.
Yeah, that needed to be made, as I touched on, and now Ajamundi chasing that one again. But Simons, not the biggest goalkeeper, is she? But she does everything very well. And here comes Wild again. Makes all the difference when you know your keeper's makes good solid decisions.
Yeah, and as you can see there, she's playing out from the back pretty well, confident with the ball at her feet. She's just a regular starter and been playing well for the Capital side as well. And part of an under 19 New Zealand setup, travelled to Dallas a couple of years back. So, you know, she's in the frame as well, perhaps, if she wants to kick on and play at a higher level.
Main streaking through there, but got bold. Will clear it for Wanderers.
Another thing you notice with the Wellington United side, a lot of them play futsal. Just saw a nice touch again. I don't mean to mention her again, but Emma Main sort of rolling her foot over the ball. You can sort of see that futsal experience coming through, and a couple of them have played at the top level. I think we've mentioned the Francesca Grange has played at that level, and also Sarah Alder up top.
Ball through there, and Oliver Bell can't catch up with that one. So Wanderers back in possession. So 5 minutes played, still no goals in this game. Been very well matched, these two sides, as Tiana Hill brings it forward here. Former under-20s representative for New Zealand. There's Oliver Bell. Grange playing it through. This is better from Wellington United, and here comes Oliver Bell. Just one player in the centre there, and plenty of blue jumpers. Hamilton Wanderers got back in good numbers there, Priscilla. Oh, that's a lovely turn, and Ajamundi stretching those legs again. There's a crack. Oh, she just can't quite get it on target.
Good run from her, though. As you mentioned, 33-year-old stretching her legs. Full credit. And also, she's comfortable on left and right foot. A dangerous player, and have to take her head off. She's had a child in between, had a big break, and has an 18-month-old at home. Having kids myself, and then not really wanting to go back. I take my hat off to her.
Well, I better mention Helen's daughter, Amelia. I was threatened with my life if I didn't mention her. Apparently Amelia has got some great skills for an 18-month-old, so look out for that name in the future. We'll see down the track, but she loves being around this team, and of course watching her mum play. Wellington United coming forward again, but again that strong defensive line from Hamilton Wanderers proving hard to crack. Foster was clearing that one.
Arjamandi was one of those players who went early on to the States and did, I think, the full 4 years over in Tennessee, I believe. Met her husband there, convinced him to come back to New Zealand. So good that we've still got her in the talent system and passing on her wisdom to these younger players at Hamilton.
Well, that's bouncing nicely for Helen Arjamandi. Can she squeeze through here? And it's saved by Simons. Close call there. But there's Arjamandi's skill somehow finding a way through some heavy traffic, and that was a pretty decent save.
Clearly the best chance of the game so far. And we're just mentioning her, and look at her strength, just sort of pushing her way through the 2 defenders there. And nice touch down on their left thigh, and I really thought she was going to squeeze it past Simons there, but full credit to the goalkeeper. What a great save.
So corner here. 4 players in the 6-yard box, another couple in the penalty area for Hamilton Wanderers. Foster takes it. Oh, it's very close to going in again. That could have gone anywhere. Arjamandi, then Simons gets rid of it. Not with much conviction. So the pressure will stay on the team in orange.
Looks like Chelsea Elliott at the back post there, almost getting her head on it. These balls coming in from Michaela Foster we've talked about already. Always dangerous. If I was Wellington United, I would have been practicing defensive corners all week, but we heard from their assistant coach before the game they couldn't train on Thursday due to the Wellington weather, but hopefully they have been practicing for these.
Well, that was a great corner by Foster, and here she is over this side of the field. See what she's like off the left foot. Looks pretty decent, and it's been saved right on the byline, and just a throw-in conceded. With some good pressure being applied here by Hamilton Wanderers. Fullerton tries to hook it over. Can't get that one to where she wanted it to go. Hill plays it forward, and that one Fullerton just couldn't quite get a good connection. And Simon's comfortable on the ball again.
Really good spell of pressure here from Hamilton Wanderers. The position is still quite equal, I'd say, in the second half, but they look slightly more with a few more attacking options and breaking the defensive line of Wellington United. So we'll see how the Wellingtonians can respond here. Needs a good spell of possession to wrestle back this one.
Dykstra finding Pepe Oliver Bell, and now Barrett. And wider today, equally at home in the central defensive position as well. And left back today. It's beautiful control by Wild. How good was that? Wellington United sweep forward. Oh, there's a chance, and it's gone in. It's a goal. Wellington United have scored, and they've taken the lead. What a finish to the far post. And it's gone against the run of play as well. Hamilton Wanderers had been dominating those last few minutes. But it's Wellington United who take the lead by 1-0. Check out the flick to the far post. I think it's from Alder. Great goal.
Excellent there from Wellington United. We've talked about their skill on the counter-attack, and I think it was Danny Olsen running down on the right-hand side, finding a perfect cross, pinpoint cross through to Sarah Alder, and got the header just downward, as it's always hard to save for a goalkeeper. Perfect, and as you say, against the run of play, but we know Wellington United can do that. They did that against Eastern Suburbs as well.
A great goal by Alder, and she's a noted goal scorer. In fact, that's just her second goal of the campaign, but she did bang in another 6 last season in 16 games, mainly used off the substitutes bench, in fact, for Wellington United, mostly through last year's Sarah Alder, but showed that she's got some skills. That direction of that header was beautiful too, wasn't it? Perfect.
Yeah, very hard for goalkeepers to get down with quick reactions, and she has scored another very crucial goal in this campaign. I think it was round 3. Extra time against Maris with only, 2 minutes to play. So Wellington United have some really good memories to draw on for this Kate Sheppard Cup campaign. They had in round 2 and round 3 had to go to extra time, one against Crawley and the other one Palmerston North Maris. So they might just sort of think this is their year.
Yes, it's funny how things work out like that sometimes. I remember Grand Slam tennis champions winning titles but being match point down in early rounds and coming through and saving the match points and going on to win and then win the whole thing. So sometimes it's just how it plays out. So let's see what happens with Hamilton Wanderers here too now, to Priscilla. It's going to be interesting to see how they play from here now that they're a goal down.
Yeah, and perhaps haven't been tested quite so much in the Kate Sheppard Cup games, although they did face Ellerslie and Auckland United, so they've beaten some really good Auckland teams along the way. But haven't really been down in those games, so very interesting to see how they react.
That was a good run by Evans, but she just couldn't quite link up with a teammate, but it's still here for Tiana Hill. He's going to have a crack from long range, and sometimes those ones that bounce just before the keeper can be tricky for them to take, but Simons looked very comfortable. And she's not put a foot wrong in the game, Molly Simons. Beautifully controlled there by Wellington. Foster once again. Here comes Foster again. She's going to have a trace from long range, and it's just wide as well. Simons was beaten there. Wow, that was impressive from Foster. And I think we're about to have our first substitution. Let's have a look at Foster again. Heads up there, and then maybe she can just see Simons was off her line, and Simons, she was deeply concerned about that long-range shot.
Well, we have talked about their threat from a number of players. It's not just Helen Arjamandi up top. There's those central defenders who get forward, and Michaela Foster equally happy on her left and right foot. And we might see a bit more of that as they try and get the equaliser.
I've been told Sarah Carpenter has come on for Hamilton Wanderers. There she is, number 6. So she's on for Anna Fullerton. So Carpenter's taken the 18 or the striker's position with Fullerton off now. Carpenter, an 18-year-old. The players originally from Pukekohe. They're moving to Ellerslie straight after this game. Foster concedes the free kick, and it looks like we saw a shot there of a couple of Wellington United players preparing to come on too. So we've got Olive Lynch-Gerard who's come on, and Dykstra has been replaced by Lynch-Gerard. And Barrett has come off, and Gemma Catherwood has come on, an 18-year-old. And she is Catherwood coming on here, and as you can see, Lynch-Gerard. Lynch-Gerard, a promising player coming through the Wellington Girls College system, just 16 years of age. And Catherwood, the 18-year-old, of course, a South Central player for Capital last year, and off to Louisiana soon. Former under-16s New Zealand secondary schools rep. So a pretty decent player coming on there, Priscilla. Gemma Catherwood.
Yeah, a bit of youth infusion for both of these sides as well. Gemma Catherwood was one I expected could have actually started. She scored a screamer in that South Central series late last year. I think goal of the week for that competition, with a left foot strike from 40 yards out. So, you know, she's also a goal scoring threat. And the Hamilton Wanderers, Sarah Carpenter, has been used a lot for them on the bench and scored a number of goals. So she's also a good threat.
Flag goes up there. Oliver Bell just sneaking through a little too quickly.
Interesting to see if there's any other changes as we see Oliver Bell come down this left-hand side, but they did switch her over to the right in the semi-final, and she came off that right wing to score the only goal of that game. So may see some other kind of tactical changes as well as the game goes on.
There's not much wrong with the tactics really of Hamilton Wanderers. It's just one brilliantly taken opportunity, which is proved the difference so far between these two teams. That's really it, isn't it?
Yeah, and Wellington United are right where they want to be. They've got that goal now. Their central defenders experienced and hyped up for this game. They've been together as a unit for a number of years and never made this final, but I think they'll have this kind of self-belief they can hang on here.
Nicely flicked on. Wellington. And I think it's gone out for a corner. It has. Chance here for Foster to maybe swing in one of these dangerous corners again.
Yeah, it was from this side against Coastal Spirit down in Christchurch that they scored one of their 3 goals in the semi-final. So she's got another chance here to put in a good ball. She hardly ever misses, really, just hitting that zone, and Chelsea Elliott and Helen Najamandi to the tall timbers to aim for.
And they're both lurking around the far post. Just out of shot there. Now just on the corner there of the 6-yard box. Make a run in now as Foster takes this corner. Just overcooked that one just a touch. So Trebs is just going to have to go back and, I was going to say settle it down, but she had a crack. United again can come through. See if they can build something in transition here. Clean challenge by Caitlin Byrne. It's good skills by Byrne to still keep the ball. Well done. And she just couldn't quite link up with Carpenter. Najamandi again proving useful up front. Wellington 2 coming into the game pretty nicely now. That was Catherwood's ball. Main. It's Main. The skills of Main are significant. Nicely created chance there for Main. Whoops, she's just standing there watching the ball there that time, though. Oliver Bell. No, that's a beautiful challenge. And how good was that tackle from Bremner? Jamandi just offside.
Really good from the youngster in the middle there for Hamilton Wanderers. And Jordana Bremner, she started all games for this club side during the Kate Sheppard Cup. Only 18, one for the future. Gets about her work, really. And as we see, I think it's Emma Main, who I believe has struggled with shin splints, if I'm correct, in the past, but hopefully none of that coming back.
Yeah, shin splints are not pleasant, are they?
Yeah, I've experienced them myself for a little while, but as both teams, I guess, will make the most of this, catching a breather, and we know that fitness will play a part for sure. It's almost like a pre-season game. There's so much disruption with this competition. Of course, they'll be relieved that they're even being able to play this final, but North Harbour Stadium is actually quite a big field, and we'll see if either of these two sides sort of start to tire in the later stages.
Well, we saw that in the Chatham Cup final just a few weeks ago. Similar circumstances leading into that game as well. And there's a great ball for Oliver Bell. And now she can run. Oliver Bell just holding up the ball a little bit, nicely timed pass. And unfortunately, it's been deflected wide for a corner.
Good play by Wellington United, and that's what we have talked about with Hamilton pressing high. You can actually find those pockets in behind, and it was a good attacking kind of first touch, but I thought she could have just taken another one and gone for goal herself, but did find a teammate, or at least a deflection to win the corner.
So let's see what happens here. Still there for Wellington United. And it's a goal kick.
Pepe Oliver Bell, we've talked a bit about her already. Coming down this left-hand side, she's an exciting prospect, really, for New Zealand football. She's also part of the New Zealand Māori youth team, Ngā Hine Whana Poikiri. And you know, represented them last year. So quite cool that she's part of that setup.
Absolutely. Well, she'll be keen to contribute to this team. Remember, if you're just joining us, Sarah Alder is the goal scorer here in the second half for Wellington United in this Kate Sheppard Cup final. 23 minutes to go. Feels like we could have some more drama coming in this game as Catherwood. Brings it forward now. Comes Wellington United, and another fantastic ball being played through there.
I think it's Danny Olsen over that far side. Another one of these players who has 100 caps for Wellington United. She actually reached the 100 goal mark with only 97 caps, so she's also a threat if she can get into the middle a little bit more, but Sarah Alder taking up that space at the moment.
Oh, it's pretty decent of Olsen, isn't it? To score 100 goals and play over 100 games. She's still only 21. Here's Wellington United again, and yes, it's harmlessly going over the byline this time.
Amazing to think Wellington have never won this competition when you think about some of the players that have come through, but I think with that Wellington Phoenix Academy set up now, and this team in particular, United, have been together for a long time. It's good to see a team outside of Auckland, you know, be up there with a chance of winning it. It's just the third time in a final that we haven't seen an Auckland team. I think the other ones were in 1994-95, so both of these sides are probably quite happy not to be facing an Auckland side today.
Well, Wellington United have been there or thereabouts, haven't they? They lost the semi-final to Dunedin Technical in extra time 1-0 in 2018, and then in 2019 lost the semi-final to Coastal Spirit also in extra time. And of course in 2020 the competition wasn't played, so they've been there or thereabouts, haven't they?
As we see the coach there, Maika Rautahuli, she was a former Melbourne Victory player. She is in the top 10 appearances for the club over in Australia, born in Australia. And as we mentioned Australia, I mentioned the final of the W League's taking place today. So
yes, it is. And I see we have a Kiwi representative in the Melbourne Victory team, don't we? Claudia Bunge is playing, hopefully.
Yes,
it'll be interesting.
And Paige Satchell for Sydney.
Good to see a couple of New Zealanders playing in that game. Kicks off at 6 o'clock. Is that 6 o'clock tonight our time or their time?
Yes, hopefully we can get home for that one if this doesn't go to extra time and penalties, but who knows?
Well, we'll see. Must admit, at half-time I did feel it looked like a penalty, a rather extra time was looking a distinct possibility with the very evenness of that first half. Took something special to break this deadlock, and we did see that from Alder.
I like this from Wellington United, though. Sometimes when you score a goal in the final, you can sit back and then absorb a bit of pressure, but they seem to actually want to stay on the ball and keep possession. So they've actually had a good spell for these last sort of 15 minutes or so since the goal. Full credit to them. And Hamilton Wanderers just look a little frazzled, not quite getting that rhythm that they need to get the equaliser.
It'll be interesting to see what Scott Biltz can marshal up, and now we've got the first player with cramp. Emma Main still battling a little bit.
Not what you want to be facing in the 70-minute mark, but I'm sure they've got some on the bench that can come in if needed.
Well, Gemma Robertson's still there. And looks like number 17 for Wanderers is coming on. That's Anamaya Taylor, youngest player on the field in this across the two teams. Just actually check that, get the player who is coming on here, number 17. Looks like there might have been a jersey change. So we'll just confirm that for you in just a moment. So Vero Basso is on, the French-born player, Also as well, Sarah Alder for Wellington United. The goal scorer has been substituted. Basso, really interesting player. She's 40 years of age. She's been playing socially for the third team. But we'll complete that story in just a moment as we see Foster trying to cook something up, and that's going to come to nothing. So Basso playing in the third team, Priscilla, caught a few eyes with the way she was playing, and she got, let's say, gently encouraged to play in the first team, and here she is.
Yeah, hails from France and did make an appearance in the semi-finals, so we'll see. She's got a bit longer to play in this one, almost 20 minutes. There's Sarah Alder there, putting in a good shift, putting the goal up, and putting them a goal up.
Wow, fantastic header it was. Here come Hamilton Wanderers again. Evans. Nicely anticipated, a good challenge. Pippi Oliver Bell. Just hold it up just for a fraction. Foster back to win the ball nice and cleanly. Again, she's having a strong game, Michaela Foster. Who, as we mentioned earlier, is the daughter of Ian Foster, the All Blacks coach.
Coached a few teams that would have played at this stadium.
Absolutely. Now Elliott. And that one just falling harmlessly to Simons.
I mentioned before that Chelsea Elliott and Foster can certainly score from close range, from far out, but I think they're being a little ambitious there. Wellington United keeping them at bay. They won't mind that too much. I think it's the balls in behind for Helena Jamandi that they'll be wanting to avoid.
Nice turn. And referee playing a little advantage, I suspect there. No, she didn't think there was anything wrong there, so it's play on, and Wanderers are back in possession. Jamandi chasing this one through. Wild though. Oh, put Simons under pressure, but they got out of it. Oh, that's well done. And nice control from Oliver Bell. And now this could open up for Wellington United as Main early ball through, and that player is onside, but the ball's just playing a little bit too far.
The other thing on the line today is a player of the match who will win the Maya Jackman Trophy, of course, legend of the women's game here in New Zealand. So we have to find out who they do give the MVP today from these two sides.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. It's no real standout play yet, is there, Priscilla? Really, there's been and I don't mean that, you know, in a bad way. I just think that's a good thing, because there's been a lot of good performances in the game by a lot of players.
Yeah, and I think especially with this Wellington United side, they are a tight unit, and you can really start to see this. I think that many of the players have played together for a number of years now, so they have a really good understanding. You saw just before Rosie Wild and Molly Simons just at the back, and quite comfortable and knowing each other and how they play.
Simons again very composed at the back.
And perhaps she even has a shout for Player of the Day after that crucial save she made earlier in the second half against Helena Jamandi. It was only just after that that Wellington United scored the goal to put them ahead.
That's dead right as Oliver Bell now. Just to put the foot down and create something here, but that is good work coming in by Ollington. Gatherwood.
A few tired legs out there too, I think. You'd start to say perhaps just a little sign of tiredness coming in, particularly with Hamilton Wanderers. I don't know if it's just me, but and I was going to say they have a nicely balanced squad in the fact they've got some older players, but maybe that'll count against them in this pre-season sort of game.
Well, let's see what happens here as Carpenter looks to find Arjamandi. The Hamilton Wanderers bench is up there and straight at Simons. Oh, you want that one in the corners, don't you? Oh, boy.
Great play by here just to let it run past her, showing her experience, but then can't get the shot away from Molly Simons. But it's good positioning from the goalkeeper. Got to hand it to her.
Well, we just saw the bench all rise up thinking there's a big chance coming here. But Simons made that look easy, didn't it? That save of hers. Main in space. Tantalising ball. Bad one too. Forced the defensive clearance from Tiana Hill. Gemma Catherwood to take this throw in. Oh, plenty of blue jumpers there to cut that one out, and Hill was on it in a flash. Naja Mundy lets it run past her again. But in the end, it's going to be comfortably sealed off this time by Wellington United. And Rosie Wild deliver a lovely ball. And here's a chance for Wellington United. Through, that was Grange over there, but it was easily cut out by Elliott.
Perhaps just putting those crosses in a little bit too early, Wellington United, and not letting their strikers and midfielders come through with only one to aim at in the box is not quite so effective.
Catherwood again. Good player to bring on. She's very composed and calm. Left back, just a straight swap there with Zoe Barrett. And it's well won by Strom in midfield, but here comes Foster coming through the centre. Michaela Foster, what a great run. Just lost it in the last moment. She managed to get through there. That might have been really interesting as Maine lays the header off. Hill. And Hamilton Wanderers happy to build from the back once more. Hill once more. Nicely brought to deck there, and now Maine can turn. There goes that silky skills from Emma Maine. Holds it up for Grange. Olsen, there's Maine flicking it on, and Oliver Bell. Godbowl was there to pinch it.
That was better from the United side with Maine coming through from midfield, so there are at least two to aim for in the box, and you saw again a really lovely turn. Beat the defender.
Carpenter and Arjamandi up there. But again, it's handled by the Wellington United defence and will be their throw. Nice play there from Catherwood. Very composed play. Rosie Wild it was, in fact, with that composed play. It was good work from her. Here's Maine. And who's this cross? Maine just flicking it on, and if that one had just dropped to the feet there of Oliver Bell.
A couple of players now down with a bit of cramp, or maybe this one's an injury. I think that's Tiana Hill we're looking at. Has played over in the States as well, played at California Baptist University, 21-year-old. She played in the New Zealand under-20 side along with Michaela Foster, so they've also got a good understanding, the two of them, in the back line. And that's what Wellington United will have to be a little bit careful of. You saw them on the attack there with Emma Maine in the box, but just down the other end, I guess they could have also conceded. So you don't want to sit back when you're 1-0 up, but equally you don't want to push too many forward and get caught out.
Well, a chance here for Coach Rautahuli to just bark some instructions to a team. Likewise, management there of Hamilton Wanderers all in there. Trying to find that something extra. That'll get the scores back on level terms.
Yeah, the coach for Wellington United, Maika Rautahuli, will know what this is all about. She's won the W League herself. Has also played with Wellington United in 2016 when they won the title before sort of turning to to coaching. So she's also an assistant coach to Maya Vink down in the capital for the National League Series. So good to see, more female coaches. And we've just celebrated Girls and Women's Month this March from New Zealand Football, doing a lot of activities across the country. So yeah, hopefully we'll see the more and more female coaches coming through as well.
Absolutely. Main's got it back for Wellington United. Olsen couldn't quite find Main again, and nicely anticipated by Hill to pinch it back for Wanderers. Bremner plays that one forward. Main, great ball. Up onside. It might be Catherwood who's come up there. Hooks it back nicely, but no one quite there to have a crack. And in the end, Elliott can clear it. Good play from Wellington United coming forward on that occasion. That's good hustle coming through from Carpenter. The substitutes for Hamilton Wanderers. Coming away is Lynch Gerard, and Main's got it once again. A chance for Strom just to settle it down. And Gilchrist and Wild again at the back for Wellington United, again doing a good job. 6 minutes to go. This is good pressing and pressure from Oliver Bell. You can see the throw, but that's good to see that from a striker. Good work. Here come Wanderers sneaking through here. Plenty of orange jumpers back though. Najamandi lurking there, but it couldn't get through the orange traffic. Foster. Bremner. Here's a chance here for Hamilton Wanderers. Big chance here. And has it gone out for a corner? No, it's a goal kick. But again, you could see in the forefront there, all the Hamilton Wanderers players were up.
Yeah, she got a good sight on goal there, but just hooking it wide in the end. Very much a good opportunity for Hamilton Wanderers.
You know this is your last opportunity?
Until extra time?
Yes, until extra time.
Wanderers still looking to apply some pressure, and no good. Oliver Bell. Good ball coming in here from Wellington. There's a... Oh, Jamandi just dribbled away from her at the last minute. Pressure remaining here. Look at all the orange jerseys back there as Foster can't get a good crack from long range away.
I think Foster for Hamilton Wanderers has had the most shots for her side, but Wellington United won't mind that from distance.
And that one will be Hamilton Wanderers. And I think we've got another sub coming on, Priscilla.
Yeah, it looks like Lily Brazendale and Grace Cox coming on for Wanderers. Grace Cox, a very handy player to come on. As I said, I think she's been in Melbourne, has already relocated there, but came back, and she was one of those players along with Shannon Drebs who's come through the Hamilton Wanderers youth system, 21-year-old, and then Lily Brazendale's only 15, so one for the future. She did come on in the semi-final as well late.
Another sub coming up for Wellington United as well. Get to that in a minute as we see Hamilton Wanderers starting to enjoy more possession now to Priscilla as they come forward again. And that's a good effort coming through here. And again, it's frantically cleared away by Wild, I think, that time. As Main wins the ball. That's a good hustle from her. Really pressing well now. Hamilton Wanderers winning those balls as Foster comes over to the right-hand side now to win possession for her team. Nicely kept in field, but again, Wellington United seal it off, don't they?
Gemma Catherwood in the left back role has made a real impact. I think one of the subs that stood out for me. I think had a good shout to be a starter for Wellington United, but she's made her mark since coming on, been very, very solid.
Well, 3 minutes to play. Time really against Hamilton Wanderers now, and on comes Gemma Robertson, 24-year-old for Wellington United, normally a starting player, just coming back from illness. Played 5 of the 6 games last year for Capital in the South Central Series. Scored 2 goals as well.
I like that from the coach because Gemma Robertson has been at the heart of this team for Wellington United. Started all of the Kate Sheppard Cup games, is top goal scorer along with Pepe Oliver Bell. Definitely would have been starting this game had it not been for coming back. And really nice to get her on, to experience this if they do go on to win it.
Absolutely. She's actually the club's leading scorer over the last year. And 17 goals in 17 games last year, Gemma Robertson for Wellington United.
Sister is Mickey Robertson, who's gone on to represent the Football Ferns and one of the players that would have also been involved in this game perhaps, but she's moved on and is training with the Wellington Phoenix Academy to try and keep up at that top level.
Well, those balls are just not finding the mark up front, aren't they, for Hamilton Wanderers as we enter the last minute of normal time. I'm sure we'll have a few minutes of added time. Here comes Hamilton Wanderers again, and there's a vital clearance, I think, from Wild, who's starting to play very well for her team.
Hamilton Wanderers playing very high now, throwing everything at it. And who knows, we might see the goalkeeper come up at some point as they get pretty desperate for this equaliser, but Wellington United holding out on so far.
Well, again, excellent commitment coming through here from Wanderers. But Oliver Bell has pinched it, and Ollington looks like she might have picked up a knock there, but she's trying to run it off. The Hamilton Wanderers captain, you can see her just stretching her legs there. It's Kim Maguire, wearing 17, in fact, we've been told, for Hamilton Wanderers, the New Caledonian international.
Looks like Maddie Ollington took a bit of a knock there. Looks in a bit of pain, which would be a shame if she has to go off in these last few minutes.
Well, we've ticked over the 90-minute mark. We've been told there's 7 minutes of added time. 7 minutes. And I think it's going to be a bit more than 7 minutes by the time we get these cramps out of the way too, Priscilla.
Yeah, it's going to be a nervy finish, I guess. Anytime there's more than 5 minutes of extra injury time, it's you never want to see that if you're the team in the lead. As we mentioned, this is Kim Maguire on the ball, who was born in New Caledonia, played as a striker for the national team there. Also played over in France.
Yeah, good player. Oliver Bell, but Maguire's dispossessed her. And the pressure's going to stay on here. We've got a very congested final third of the field here. Just about every player is somewhere in there. Hamilton Wanderers wouldn't the throw it. Wellington's okay again. Maguire will just hook it in. This could be interesting. Simons is there, has it flicked in. Simons, spectacular save.
As we mentioned, Hamilton Wanderers pushing all of their players forward. I think it's Chelsea Elliott in the box there, usually in the heart of defence, but getting in there for anything, and it's very well picked up by Molly Simons. She has had a fantastic game in goal for Wellington United, and if they go on to win it, then she can take a lot of the credit.
Wow, that was a near thing, wasn't it? Now Brazendale's won it. She's starting to impose herself, as well as Elliott, who's been pushed into a striker's position. Remember, she's a central defender, but she is a former striker. So that's an interesting tactical change as Maguire takes the throw in quickly. Monday, that's a good challenge coming in from, I think, number 13 it was there. Rosie Wild, who's made some big challenges in these last 15 minutes.
Yeah, she's been absolutely key as well for this United side. I guess through the guts has been the players that have stood out for me, not only Molly Simons in goal, but Rosie Wild has had a fantastic game, and also Emma Main. I think probably those three have stood out for me, and Gemma Catherwood, I think, perhaps the pick of the subs coming on as well, so everyone kind of playing their part.
Well, the pressure's remaining on here. There's Bremner, tries to find Elliott. Main just gets rid of the ball.
Anywhere will do now for Wellington United.
4 minutes to go. Kate Sheppard Cup on the line here. Remember, neither of these teams have ever won it before. Asha Mundy, I wonder if she snuck in from an offside position there. But in the end, it's going to be a corner.
Again, that was Catherwood with a crucial deflection and nervy finish here with the goal in the injury time. So let's see if Hamilton Wanderers can pull off some magic here.
Well, Foster will come over to take the corner. It's going to be cleared away, is it? There's a shot, but it's straight at Simons. Simons will just get rid of it. Main will try and use her pace to get on the ball, and she's done brilliantly there, Emma Main.
Just slowing things down. That's exactly what you want at this stage of the game, and a perfect ball through for Gemma Robertson.
Robertson can't get past Godbold. It's still there. Wow, that was almost a big chance to go 2-0 up.
Shouts for a penalty there too from Robertson, but the referee wasn't having any of it.
No, she wasn't. As Maguire tries to get rid of it, she can't get rid of it. Oliver Bell has it again. Pepe Oliver Bell.
Surely looking for the corners at this stage of the game.
Well, still thought there was going to be some drama coming, and there still could be. Look at the space here for Hamilton Wanderers. As Foster comes forward, so good on the ball. Elliott, nice touch. Asha Mundy gives it back to Foster. Foster couldn't hook it back in front of Brazendale. And Simons is there again, the safe hands of Molly Simons.
Nice interchange there, and again, those three players have probably been the standouts for Hamilton Wanderers too. Elliott and Foster getting forward there. The two players are actually leaving the club, but doing their best to win it before they go.
Well, that was a well-won challenge from Wellington. Swinging forward there was Maguire, but she couldn't link up with a teammate, and Emma Main's got it. There's a clever little backheel to Robertson. Well, we've got just over a minute to play.
Desperate stuff here, but as I mentioned before, Wellington United have been here before. They've played a couple of extra time games in this Kate Sheppard Cup, and you just get that sense they have the belief, they have the confidence. They know they can hold out, so let's see if they can do it.
Well, they're nicely positioned there as Brazendale looks to win it for Hamilton Wanderers. She can't do it. Wellington United won't be in any hurry to take this throw-in. Mundy, one last chance, lovely touch to Elliott.
Another crucial interception at the back there for Wellington United. Nervy stuff here. I'm sure all their fans at the Hunter Lodge down in Wellington watching this live will be on the edge of their seats.
Well, they won't be sitting, Priscilla. They'll be standing, surely, as we tick down these vital few seconds. Oh, Main's pinched it. Here comes Emma Main. She's on there lonesome. Oh, here comes Oliver Bell linking up with her as well. Main. Oh, lovely stop from Godbold. Good play from Emma Main. Maybe could have linked up with Oliver Bell, but still props to the keeper.
Both keepers have played excellent in this final, but again, you see Emma Main just stretching her legs, and that's the danger in these final stages. Wellington United will slow this down as much as they can. There can't be much longer than a minute to go.
I just wonder if they should just play around with it in the corner, as you often see they do, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And that will be Hamilton Wanderers' ball, but they're out of time, and Wellington United have won the Kate Sheppard Cup for the first time. It's been a tight match. Just the one goal in it, scored midway through the second half by Sarah Alder. But the cup is heading to Wellington.
You can see what it means to these players. A lot of them couldn't actually make that semi-final. They've gone through a bout of COVID. They've gone through delays. They've started this back in June last year. No team from Wellington have won this competition, but Wellington United, well, I mean, just credit to them and their coach. They played a solid game out there. They've won 1-0 just like their semi-final. That's all you need in a cup, and full credit to their defence. They've got their names on that trophy, and they've made history for their club.
Well, we heard from their assistant coach right at the start of the game. 120 years this club's been going, and they've won it for the very first time. Wow, that's amazing. You can imagine what if you've been involved with the club, to finally achieve something like this, Priscilla, is pretty special.
Yeah, and credit to Hamilton Wanderers as well. They gave it everything out there. You could see some tired legs, perhaps just didn't have the best preparation. They've had players who couldn't make trainings because of lockdowns. As you see here, some of the highlights from the game. Wellington United probably could have had one in the first half there. Couple of shots from out long range, but perhaps all the action came in the second half, really.
Well, they did. The chances too were there for Hamilton Wanderers at times. A couple of big chances for Ajamundi in the first half, and that one there in the second, she just couldn't quite a good connection on it. But when she did get into space, Molly Simons was in the road every time, wasn't she?
That was definitely their best chance of the game, and you'd expect actually former football Fern to put that one away. She was there or thereabouts for that corner as well, and it was only just after this that I guess almost against the run of play, you had Wellington United break away really on the counter. So great, full credit to Molly Simons. She was just in the right position all day. And then breaking away here, Danny Olsen, who didn't play the semi-final, very experienced player, putting in a perfect cross for Sarah Alder, futsal Fern as well, and just directing her header downward, making it hard for the keeper, and 1-0 up.
Yeah, and that came against the run and play. In fact, it's interesting watching these highlights, Priscilla. The half chances were certainly more with the team in blue, weren't they?
Pepe Oliver Bell, again, this was a good one. The youngster who had a good game as well down on this left flank, putting the ball in and not quite finding Alder on that occasion. But yeah, Hamilton Wanderers certainly were trying to get it to their striker, Helen Ajamundi, and had a lot of corners in the second half as well. But pretty even match, really.
Yeah, sure was. And then that was Emma Main, just not quite getting the power on that header as she was hoping for. Maguire, she tried hard. This was a big chance for her near the end of the game, but again, couldn't maybe unleash the left foot there. And then Simons again with that great stop near the end of the game.
Yeah, we saw them pushing forward, the likes of Chelsea Elliott, and even Michaela Foster was getting right up into the box in the last stages. You saw them, here they were, just nice interchange, but Molly Simons just always in the right position. and perhaps one of their standouts today, and almost a 2-0 win when you look back at the highlights here as well, with Emma Main and poor old Pepe Oliver Bell doing one of those runs and not getting the ball, but no complaints from the youngster.
Well, in the end, it was a very tight game here in the Kate Sheppard Cup final, but it is the team in orange and blue who take the trophy back to Wellington. For the first time, they win the final by 1-0. So we're not too far away from having some after-match interviews, and of course the presentation, Priscilla, which you've enjoyed twice in your career. A special moment coming up for the Wellington United players.
Yeah, it's funny, these games, they are really memorable. I think you play your season, you've got your regional league, which you always look forward to each year, but sort of you don't remember perhaps the titles as much when it's the regional ones. It's the national competitions I think you really look forward to, and it's ones you get in the history books. And I think with Ellerslie and Western Springs, I had the pleasure of playing for during my career and being in this final, and yeah, they're really memorable for me in my playing career, and certainly for these players coming away from Wellington United after such a sort of challenge, so many delays. I think it will mean even more for them. Well, they were a 4-time defending champion of the W League as well, so that is coming up again. And who knows, we might see these teams featuring in what we hope, fingers crossed, will be a full-strength National League later on in the year. Yeah, it's they've really made a name for themselves. I guess you could call it the treble. They've also won the Kelly Cup, the sort of knockout cup down in Wellington, which is, I believe, the oldest trophy in women's football in New Zealand. So they've won that. They've won the W League down in Wellington. All right, let's get to some after-match reaction now. I think Fred de Jong, our man, is standing by with some after-match reaction.
Well, Hope, congratulations. First time ever for Wellington United winning the Kate Sheppard Cup. What does that mean for you and the team?
It's really special for us. It's obviously been a long, kind of drawn-out process, and we're just stoked to have got here and got the result.
Thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's much more open, I thought, than the semi-final, and I thought we were much better on the ball than we were against Eastern Suburbs, so that was pleasing. But yeah, under the pump at times, Keeper came through when she needed to, and I just thought everybody ran as much as they could. Yeah,
last 5 minutes there was all hands on deck, wasn't it?
Yeah, last 7. I was pretty shocked when I saw that extra time, but no, again, we just kind of sat deep, grinded it out, and managed to get there.
Well, congratulations again, and go and get a cup.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks very much. Cheers.
I hope Gilchrist there, the captain of the Wellington United team. I think we're going back to Fred now for some more reaction. Fred?
I'm ready, yep.
He's ready. Go, Fred.
Well, Maddie, how disappointing was it to lose that game?
Oh, I'm real gutted for the girls, to be honest. We've been working really hard for the last couple of months to get to where we are, and yeah, it's a real shame to have that result, but still proud of the girls for what they put in.
Yeah, pretty even game, but you guys couldn't land the killer blow.
No, we couldn't. We tried so many times. We had so many opportunities on goal, but we just couldn't get one in the back of the net.
And after they scored, how did you try and change to get back into it?
We changed our formation, so we went to a 4 at the back to strengthen up our defence a little bit, but still just couldn't get anything forward. So we tried, but just couldn't get there.
Well, hard luck again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie Wellington, the captain of the Hamilton Wanderers team. And I think those summaries pretty much sum up the feelings of both cabs as we now stand by for the presentation of the Kate Sheppard Cup, which was first won in 1994 by Nomads United in Christchurch. Dominated by Auckland teams through the years, but not in 2021. Even though it's March 2022, of course. So hopefully, folks, stay with us. We'll have the presentation of the trophy for you in just a moment. Let's go. I think we're all ready for the presentation now of the Kate Sheppard Cup.
Ceremony for the 2021 New Zealand Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup. It is a pleasure to introduce you to New Zealand Football General Manager of Women's World Cup, Legacy and Inclusion, Paula Hansen and Maya Jackman, former New Zealand firm. New Zealand Football would like to acknowledge all teams involved in the Football Federation Kate Sheppard Cup for 2021 and thank them for their commitment in completing this historic competition during these unprecedented times. We are delighted that we were able to welcome spectators into North Harbour Stadium. It is fantastic to the girls and women's month. Thanks to everyone present here and those who tuned in on Sky Sport. Next, thanks to our partners Sky Sport to watch this 27th final of the Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup. Moving straight into the awards, we start with the presentation of the Maya Jackman Trophy for the most valuable player in the Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup final, presented by Maya Jackman herself. Joining the esteemed list of footballers who have won this award, the winner of the Maya Jackman Trophy is Emma Main from Wellington United. Well done, Emma. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Sorry.
That's all right. We know that no match is possible without match officials, and we will now present commemorative medals to the referees of today's fixture. Our thanks to the match referee, Lindsay Robinson, assistant referees Daniel Neville and Alice Clipsham, and fourth official Beth Rattray. The match official medals will be presented by Kevin Ford. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you. Thank you again to the match officials. Please now join us in welcoming the runners-up of the 2021 Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup. Hamilton Wanderers, led by Madison Ollington. Well done. Good game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well done.
No training until December.
Did they? I think they're taking a photo.
And now, please welcome the winners of the 2021 Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup, Wellington United, to come and collect you of the medals. The medals will be presented by Paula and Maya.
Hopi. Hopi. You'll have to come back round for the cup. Oh, okay.
That's right. All right. And finally, I'll now ask New Zealand Football General Manager of Women's World Cup Legacy and Inclusion, Paula Hansen, to hand over the Kate Sheppard Cup to Hope Gilchrist, Captain, Wellington United. Please join us in congratulating Wellington United, winners of the Football Foundation Kate Sheppard Cup Final 2021.
Thanks, Steve.
We got it going over the channel in the end. after the comments.
Well, there it is, Wellington United. Congratulations to them. It's going to be a pretty pleasant flight going back to Wellington with the Kate Sheppard Cup safely tucked away for the rest of the year, and I'm sure they're going to get a hero's welcome when they get back to their club rooms, where everyone involved with that club has been watching today. Not much in the game. Priscilla was there, but you really do have to appreciate the goal they scored. It was scored with great skill, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a close final, I think, expected, and not much between the two sides. Hamilton Wanderers can still go away with their heads held high. They have never made a final of this competition before. They'll know what they need to go and work on to win it. But I think Wellington United just had that cohesion. They just, understood each other. Perhaps a bit better fitness. They've got a team that have been together a long time and they're staying together. Perhaps a slight difference, and they just looked like they wanted a little bit more. And I guess, full credit to them. First team from Wellington to win this prestigious competition.
So there we are, folks. We hope you enjoyed this game today, the Kate Sheppard Cup final for this season here from North Harbour Stadium. On behalf of Priscilla Duncan and the entire team that brought you the coverage today, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for more football very soon.